Hello, my name is Curtis Deerling, and we will be talking about catalytic converter theft and property crime in Kirksville, Missouri. So, my research question: what trends and different patterns characterize catalytic converter thefts in Kirksville, Missouri, and how do socioeconomic, and situational factors influence these incidents? Catalytic converter theft has become one of the fastest growing property crimes across the United States. The high black market value of metals has made these parts the prime target. Even small communities like Kirksville, Missouri are not immune. Catalytic converter thefts have risen nationwide due to the resale value of metals like plutonium and palladium and rhodium. Even though Kirksville is a smaller community, we're seeing the same pattern as the rest of the United States. Here's how I study the issues locally. So with my analysis, I used data from the KPD, the Kirksville Police Department, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and the U.S. Census demographics. I applied different tests in SPSS and Excel and scatter charts and crime mapping hotspots. I integrated these sources, mainly Kirksville Police Department and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. This chart shows theft over time. Notice the sharp increase in 2022, aligning with most of the U.S. national crime surges. The summer months tied to more incidents, often tied to vehicles left running unattended. On the bar line chart, notice the spike in 2022. The summer months were the seasonal high because catalytic converter theft and property theft in general are physical, and people are less likely to do that when it's icy or snowy out versus when it's more warm out. I had predictions that December was going to be more prevalent because of Christmas and the holidays and tax season, but that was not the case. It peaks around July, then dips to August and all the way down to December. Adair County, Missouri, noted on the chart here, is poorer than both the state and national average, with the U.S. Census Bureau reporting a median household income of approximately $56,583 in 2023, and other sources suggesting a poverty rate of over 21% for the county. This is significantly higher than the national rate, and that's from the Kirksville Police Department. This is theft spikes by year. 2020, during the COVID years, you've seen a spike. Then it started to drop off as COVID became less of an issue. Then you've seen a national rise and a local rise in Kirksville, Missouri in 2023. And 2024, there's been a drop. And the info for 2025 has not been issued yet by the KPD or by the Highway Patrol. What are the key findings? Catalytic converters thefts are clustered, not random. Offender motivation linked to rising metal prices, and socioeconomic and situational factors shape the risk. This chart, it shows where the thefts happen mostly in Kirksville. Downtown was the most prevalent. That's where most cars are. That's where there's a lot of dumpster diving, a lot of HUD Section 8 rentals in that area. Not to knock the poor. Near the campus, students are targeted a lot of times by locals because they're parked way away from campus. At Truman State University, the east and west side, osteopathy is kind of a street that separates the town. On the quote, the rougher side of town, and the north and south end tend to be more suburban areas. That's why I think there's a drop in the chart here. Kirksville, Missouri as a whole As Truman State University, there's not a lot of industry to go back on the socioeconomic. There's a lot of fast food and gas stations. There's not very many career-oriented jobs. And I think this is a big factor for a lot of rural Missouri and just petty theft, property theft in general, is just a lack of industry and career-oriented jobs in small towns. Closing, this project demonstrated that catalytic converter theft in Kirksville follows identifiable temporal patterns rather than occurring at random. Thefts were clustered in renter-heavy neighborhoods and parking-dense areas, peaking during summer months when unattended vehicles idled and were easy opportunities for thieves. Statistical comparisons reveal that socioeconomic conditions such as lower household income and higher renter density were associated with higher theft rates, aligning with routine activity theory's emphasis on opportunity structures. While these findings provide valuable insights for law enforcement and community stakeholders, they also highlight important equity considerations. Crime analysis must avoid stigmatizing vulnerable communities, and prevention strategies should focus on situational improvements such as lighting, awareness campaigns, vehicle security. Despite limitations related to unreporting the data size, the study contributes meaningful evidence to guide prevention efforts by translating technical analysis into clear, actionable insights. This project supports more effective decision making around patrol deployment, community engagement, and policy discussions on scrap metal regulations. Ultimately, the results underscore how data-driven crime analysis can be leveraged in smaller communities like Kirksville, Missouri, to address emerging crime problems and strengthen the public safety. And thank you, Professor, for this semester and taking the time to look at this PowerPoint. It's been another great semester, and I appreciate once again having you as a professor. And thanks for all your help and due diligence. I appreciate it. Here are my references. The design statement.